Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Crossroads Podcast, the PlayStation voice of Boss Rush Games. I am Ron Dawkins, the PC muscle racer BRG, and I'm joined by the Typo Queen, Nelly Lott.
With the puffs.
With the puffs, yes. along with Lamb Party Impresario, Logan Cork.
Dictator-in-Chief.
Yes. Dictator-in-Chief. Emphasis on dick.
Anyway,
Yes.
any way he can put chief in anything, he will. He's chief.
Good to know. And of course, our PlayStation doctor, Austin Campbell, is here tonight too.
What's up, guys? The Vita lives. Vita still lives.
Damn Skippy.
In my soul.
All right. So, how you guys doing tonight?
Fantastic.
Yeah, we had a wonderful pre-show. Like, hopefully that energy keeps going for the rest of the show tonight.
Our pre-shows need to go Patreon exclusive.
Yeah.
You know what? That's an idea. That's an idea. But the Twitch chat hates us every time we say we're gonna gate something behind Patreon or OnlyFans.
Listen, you get a lot of value with our
OnlyFans. They're gonna pay for the P-Pics. Let me tell you something.
You get a lot of value.
Let me tell you something, brother.
So, how's everybody week been going so far? I know it's only Tuesday, but you know, like sometimes shit happens.
Good.
See, I was trying to segue into Logan, but Logan's
try not to die.
Keep it under wraps.
Try not to die over here.
I think everybody's trying not to die, but apparently you engaged in some at-risk behavior, and now you gotta go see the doctor.
I didn't engage in at-risk behavior. I worked retail, and
you weren't safe when you were doing the act.
Okay, look. I mean, I don't.
Look, man. All you gotta do is go install kitchens. How do you?
I don't even install them. I design them. That's all I do. I sit behind a desk.
Somebody came in and was like, "I hate Logan."
If you missed the pre-show, I may have tried to postpone a COVID test to do this show, but it's okay. We're good. I'm getting tested tomorrow for COVID.
Well, all I know is the health department in Kansas City is like on point because like they called this man damn near 8:00 at night and was like, "Hey, we want to screen you and we're gonna get you tested." And Logan was like, "Well, can I?" And they're like, "No, you would do it now."
No. So it was just like St. Luke's. Shout out to y'all. Y'all are amazing. They have to do a video pre-screen before they can actually do the test for you because there's a limited number of tests. Whatever. Yada. 10-minute conversation of, hey, what are your symptoms? How are you feeling? Awesome. Great. Cool. And then I hadn't coughed in like an hour, and then all of a sudden I just started coughing. I don't know where the heck it came from. She's like, "Yep, we're getting you tested like tomorrow. It's happening."
Wait, did I put you in the wrong location? Did I say St. Louis? I was supposed to say Kansas City.
Yeah, you said Kansas City. You said
I did.
St.
Okay.
Luke's. Yeah, St. Luke's.
Okay. Okay, you threw me off of that. Okay, all right.
But shout out to y'all. You're freaking great.
Okay, I'm just glad he didn't try to reach through the computer and like try and tear my throat out.
Like what you say?
All right, so let's get into some housekeeping. All right, so Crossroads is the PlayStation podcast here on Boss Rush Games, where each week we come together live here on twitch.tv/Boss Rush Games Live to bring you the latest news, rumors, discussions, and games in the world of PlayStation. If you can't join us live, you can head over to youtube.com/Boss Rush Games or your favorite podcast service every Thursday to listen to the show. Remember to please like, share, rate, and review us wherever you consume our show, and check out our family of podcasts and all of our content that's available over at bossrushgames.com. So, we're going to mix it up tonight. We've got a new segment that I want to go ahead and introduce. And basically, before we get into tonight's news and events, here are some quick PlayStation blurbs the team over here at Crossroads thought you might be interested in. All right, so we're just going to run these off rapid fire real fast. All right, so first bit of news. PlayStation trophy levels are getting updated, plus confirmed to transfer to PS5. We learned during the week that PlayStation trophy levels, as we know them, are increasing and will now be going from level 1 to 999 instead of the traditional 1 through 100 that started with the PS3, and that your trophy level automatically be remapped to a new level within this new range based on the trophies you've earned to date. So everything that you've ever acquired in trophy system on PS3, on PSP, on PS Vita, on PS4, all that stuff, it's getting up converted. It's coming to PS5, and you will not lose your trophy history. So that's that. Spider-Man Miles Morales for PS4 and PS5 has gone gold. Developer Insomniac Games has announced that Marvel's Spider-Man Miles Morales has gone gold, meaning it's ready to be distributed to PS4 and PS5 this November 12th. Also, PlayStation and Sumo Digital have released a new story trailer for Sackboy Big Adventure. Sackboy Big Adventure releases on PS4 worldwide November 12th, release, and then on November 19th, the rest of the territories will see it for PS5 as well. And our last blurb, real quick, is Sony has released more details on PS5 backwards compatibility, how Game Boost enhances select PS4 titles, and more. All I'm going to say is expect some PS4 only games. Not everything is going to make it to PS5. To get the scoop on all these blurbs, links have been provided in our Twitch stream chat. Go check them out and then continue the conversation with us over on our Twitter page at @PS_Crossroads. Guys, you have anything to say about those real fast before we get to the news?
Miles Morales going gold was not a shock by any means. And the new high def images that they released today too, super freaking dope.
That's true. That is true. Yeah, but you know what? I saw one of those pictures, and where's his butt? Is like he just has straight back. It starts from his shoulders and goes straight to his ankles.
So instead of puddle gate on this game, we're gonna do butt gate. Okay.
Butt gate.
All
yep.
right, butt gate.
Butt gate. Yeah, let's do it, man.
Let's get Schreier on it. You know.
The sad part is I'm not even the perv that spotted that. Like, I was looking through the comment train because like everybody's like, "Oh, that looks so gorgeous," and then one person's like, "Where's his butt?"
Ed, what are you doing commenting on stuff again, man? Come on.
Maybe his butt is depleted from all the webs he's been spraying. You know, he's got to reload.
He's got to reload, and then he keeps his ass cheeks. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's how spiders do it. They shoot it out of the butt.
Booty.
See, I'm not what's those scientists that deal with bugs? Like what's that field of science? I'm not one of those people.
Talking about
I don't know.
like arachnids.
Oh, speaking of bug snacks.
Yeah.
We did that didn't make it to the blurbs, but Logan, are you happy?
It went gold, y'all.
Yes.
It went gold. It did. Yeah, I pre-ordered it, and I'm like, hell yeah, this is awesome. And the preview stuff I've seen, everybody's loving this game. They're like, it is absolutely everything you want it to be. And I'm like, all right, I don't even know what I want it to be. So let's do it.
Are you gonna play this before Miles Morales?
There's one way that they could make it where I would play it before Miles Morales, and that is, and this is a theory I've had for a while though. I think Bugsnax going to be the free game of November.
You think so?
I still think it's going to be a PlayStation Gold game.
And you pre-ordered it?
Pre-ordered it just in case it's not, and because I'm wrong about a lot of stuff.
Support the developers.
Because like, even remember though, like Fall Guys had a pre-order, so
And it blew up.
It blew up. So it's like, I'm curious. I'm really, really curious. But I probably not, because I've been dying to play Miles Morales. And the other thing I'm dying to do is I'm actually going to play through the entire Spider-Man remastered first and then play Miles Morales.
Oh, nice.
So
that's the way to do it, though. That's
I want to do that too.
I'm going to get warmed up. I'm going to remember how to. There's a specific style of combat that I love to do, and just getting back into that rhythm, getting back into that flow. Yeah.
You know what? One of my favorite things about the Spider-Man game was you could play it like Metal Gear Solid. You could be completely stealth.
Yep. And
I love that. Even though I'm not the best at stealth, but the fact that they had that element in there, you could do it. It was just nice just to just go and web somebody up, and they didn't even know you were there in the first place.
I like games like that anyway.
All right, so let's go ahead and break into the latest news and events for this week. At the top of the news list, Sony has delivered a teardown of the PlayStation 5. Last Wednesday, Sony gave the world the first look at the internals of the most transformative console the PlayStation brand has released to date. Via PlayStation blog, Sony Interactive Entertainment's Masayasu Ito, wow, I got that right in the first try. Executive Vice President of Hardware Engineering Operations spoke on the process and journey of one of the most anticipated video game consoles releasing soon, highlighting its conceptualization back in 2015 and bringing us to the present. Ito expressed how gamers in the PlayStation family will understand the PlayStation team's valuing of the well thought out and beautifully designed architecture of the system. We've had a lot of talk here at Crossroads. For the most part, we like the design of the PlayStation 5, but there are some things that are kind of head scratchers about it. They always try to make they've been trying to make the PlayStation artistic, starting with the PS4, because I love that kind of like that prismatic design that they have for the original PS4s, and then it kind of went by the wayside when the Pro system came out, but they still kind of kept with that scheme. But it's nice to know that these guys put some thought. They try to make masterpieces per se, and it's cool about that. One of the biggest highlights of the 7 minute long video was the heat sink and cooling fan for the PS5, emphasizing that the system will maintain overall better cooling. Ito also pointed out that the PS5 will be a quieter system than any of us can anticipate. Now that line right there caused the internet to try and tear that to shreds, because we have people who have like the preview releases of the console, and they're like, man, this thing is loud as I don't know what. And then at the same time, everyone's like, well, how about the Xbox Series X? And yeah, that thing's loud too. That thing looks like a chimney.
It does. I'm like, why is it so thick?
Oh yeah, there's that, but also it vents up and outward. And you know what? I will say this: it wasn't until I saw that someone did a breakdown of the Xbox Series X and how it vents out, then I realized the Nintendo Switch also has a vent at the top. And then the reason why I know this is because I play my Switch late at night in the bed when the lights are off, and you sit that thing down your chest the wrong way, and you will get burnt. Yeah. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Hades. All right, but to wrap this whole thing up, head on over to the PlayStation blog and see the showcase for yourself. And please be advised, disassembling your PlayStation 5 console will invalidate your manufacturer's guarantee. Risk of exposure to laser radiation, electric shock, or other injuries may occur. Do not try this at home.
All my favorite things. I'm gonna do it anyway.
Oh yeah. I usually break open my consoles at least once during the time that I have it. That's usually a thing for me. And sometimes it's more of a maintenance thing. Sometimes it's more of I really want to see what this thing looks like.
Yeah. That fan looks huge, though.
I know,
big. It's actually really big for a console. So
yeah, as a matter of fact, I'm almost tempted to break open my PS5 when I get it, just to see how that fan is, because I just want to see do they have a lot of the insulation and stuff in there, so like there is reduced fan noise and stuff, because that thing's gonna ramp up. Oh
yeah. I mean, it might be quiet for now, but I think the PS4 was also quiet for a while until it gets old. Yeah.
Until it gets old.
Oh yeah. Always have a can of compressed air on handy. It'll help keep your consoles running smooth. Unless you play Call of Duty now, it's
yeah.
it'll make your PlayStation sound like a jet engine no matter what.
I will admit though, I didn't watch all that video, the 7 minute video, because it's like I really don't need to see 7 minutes of a breakdown of PlayStation. I'm also the same guy. I hate unboxing videos, and that's what it kind of felt like, an unboxing video for me. And I'm not really a fan of that.
I really just scrubbed through, just kind of so I could see different images and stuff like that, but I didn't really watch. Plus, it wasn't in English, and that too. Yeah. I mean, I just.
I know it sounds. It sounds bad to me. I don't have the best attention span when it's not readily in English, and that's not saying that I dislike or am uneducated or uncultured or nothing like that. Just I feel like I have better things to do.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like if it's in English, I can at least look away from it and still absorb the information that's coming out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So speaking of breaking open consoles, the last one I broke open was Mission 2.
Yeah.
Was that because Sephiroth was beating your ass in Kingdom Hearts 2?
No.
Was it a big one or a little one?
I had the thick one.
The thick one? Yeah. So did I. I had to tear it open once because it wouldn't read the blue disc anymore.
The blue disc, yeah.
Yes.
And I really, it still, by the time I cleaned and everything, it still didn't read it. And I was like, dang. Because I'm not going to lie, the only blue disc game that I played and had was the Bible game. But it's one of the funnest games I've ever played, I swear to you.
For real?
Yeah, the Bible game, it's weird because there's two versions of it. There's one on the PS2 and Xbox, and then there's one on the Game Boy Advanced. And the Game Boy game was lame, super lame. Like, you basically walk around to different demons, and they ask you Bible questions, and if you get them right, you beat the demon. That's lame. Okay.
Wait, that was it?
That was the game. But on the PS2, it was a game show. And so some of it was trivia, but the rest were Mario Party type games. And so, like David and Goliath, you had like a shooting gallery with like with slingshots and hitting all these different Goliaths going around. Then there's the Walls of Jericho, where you would ride this horse all the way around the Walls of Jericho. Basically, there's one where you're in the Red Sea. And you're like dodging crabs and stuff running through there. Dude, I swear, it's one of the funnest games ever.
This sounds like the game that youth pastors make up when they're high on Mountain Dew at 3 o'clock in the morning. Gotta lock in.
And it was made by Criterion. I'm pretty sure like Criterion was part of it. So
Crave
I gotta check this thing out.
Crave Entertainment. That's right. Yeah. So I swear by it. It's one of the funnest games I've ever played. It's the only game besides like Mario Party that kind of got close to it.
It got like a 60% Metacritic score. That's not bad for a game of that type.
Yeah. Now the Game Boy game sucks. Big time sucks.
That's probably what tanked that Metacritic score.
Big suck.
Big suck.
Okay, so I know this is a topic you guys are ready for. This is the topic. I know it is. Ghost of Tsushima Legends and the new game Plus mode comes out in less than 3 days. October 16th is the date for the highly anticipated update for Sucker Punch's critically acclaimed PS4 exclusive Ghost of Tsushima. It has been given an official launch date, and the PlayStation community is chomping at the bit for the return of the open world masterpiece. Okay, so version 1.1 brings with it a new co-op player mode, multiplayer mode. There we go. Quality life updates and more. And it's all this Friday, October the 16th. Highlighting the new version is Ghost of Tsushima Legends, a brand new online co-op multiplayer mode inspired by Japanese mythology. Now, this is big when they announced it. Like a month ago, because everybody was hoping for more of the game, and this feels like it's a whole new expansion to the game. Heading over to PlayStation blog real quickly, it's explained that that a classic element of some of the best samurai films is when the warriors are standing together, ready to fight as a team. Sucker Punch has tapped into that and aims to deliver that in Ghost of Tsushima Legends, explaining that you now have the opportunity to fight side by side with your friends, fulfilling that samurai fantasy in a whole new way. And this is all in the game, so just get your friends ready and get ready to have some fun with it. You guys want to speak real fast before I hit the next paragraph here?
Been waiting for this. Hell yeah, this gives me an excuse to go back into this game.
It sounds awesome. I haven't played Ghost of Tsushima yet, so I don't know what I think about the game by itself, but the fact that you can get in there with friends and stuff, that sounds really cool.
Yeah. Okay, so also featuring Ghost of Tsushima Legends, there's two-player story missions and 4-player survival missions now, as well as a raid that will release in the weeks following the launch. In addition to Ghost of Tsushima Legends, I'm starting to get tongue twisted here. I have you guys hearing it?
Yeah, you good. You good.
Shishima.
Yeah.
Tsushima.
Version 1.1 will include new updates for the single-player campaign, including a new game plus option, which is what a lot of people ask for that. A lot of people ask for it. I haven't played the game, so I'm not sure why, but I understand the need for a new game plus option because I just found out the Avengers doesn't have a new games plus.
Not yet.
Okay,
It's coming.
Yeah. The reason why I know that is because my roommate got horribly frustrated because he wanted to have someone else try the game out, and he was like, do I just erase my game and start over? I was like, maybe. I don't know.
Don't do it.
Yeah, new game plus is a big deal. I think the first game I ever played that had new game plus was Chrono Trigger.
Oh, nice. That's a good one to start on.
Yeah. Also included will be armor loadouts, which is an option that will allow you to assign all the charms and vanity items to each armor set just to quickly swap out between these loadouts to match your playstyle and role-playing preferences. Also, and this is one that's big for me, a total playtime timer. Those things, I eat those things
love that.
up. I eat those things up because, you know, sometimes it's bragging rights, you know, saying, oh, I got over 1,000 hours in this game. And sometimes it's like, man, I did all this stuff in 100 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like the clock too because I like to see how depressing my life is.
Like, this is what I did all day.
There's always that. For a single people out there, it's like, man, I gotta find somebody.
I don't
Well, see,
Nelly's not pressed.
Well, see, I'm married, and I even be like, man, I should probably spend time with my wife instead of playing so much.
Does your wife understand you're a gamer?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
good.
She knew what she was getting into.
Okay, good. So
At least I hope so.
Oh, okay, good. So she's not accusing you. So she's not accusing you of having an illicit affair at the PlayStation.
No. But her favorite console is still the Wii at this point. That's the only console she'll really play.
She has her own fun then. That's what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So be on the lookout. Be on the lookout for it. This Friday, everybody's gonna go back in and have more fun with Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh yeah.
Maybe it's time for me to pick this game up. Is this on a confirmed list for PS5?
I thought it was.
It's going to be there, yeah.
Okay. If that's the case, and you know what, I just realized something. Because I was playing Monster Hunter, and me and a buddy were talking about it because we know it's going to be on the PlayStation Plus collection for PS5, but the expansion are the expansions going to be included? Do we know if the expansions for any of the games that we get, like games like Monster Hunter, for example, has the Iceborne expansion where you spent $40 more and you got additional content, but it was basically a whole new part of the game. This basically version 1.1 of Ghost of Tsushima feels the same way. Do you think stuff like this we'll get the whole game, or we're just gonna get the base game experience and may have to pay for the rest?
I think you'd have to get the whole game.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's hope so. Yeah, I mean, you know, like a lot of people, you know, just having the experience, you know, most people aren't even going to worry about it too much. But, you know, for the rest of us, they're out there, like, you know, like I'm kind of a purist and a completionist. I kind of want the whole package. And I just opened myself up there for a joke. I just realized it just now.
I ignored it.
I don't get it.
Thanks, guys. You guys take care of me. Thank you. All right. So, any final words on Legends?
Nope.
Everybody play this game. It is my game of the year.
Austin is over there. I see him.
For some reason, I just started thinking about the Ace Ventura movie, and at the beginning of that movie where he's kicking around the package, he just like kicks it, slams it into the door, and then shakes it and says, sounds broken. That's all I can think about right now.
All right. So this week we have not one but two reviews of a couple of recent games. So I'm going to go ahead and turn over to Logan for this for his reviews of Star Wars Squadrons and Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time. So Logan,
everybody play both these games. That's the shortened version. So yeah, I've been playing some games, and I've been playing Squadrons. That review goes live on Boss Rush Games tomorrow, or if you're listening to this Thursday, it went up live yesterday. Check it out on bossrushgames.com. So Star Wars Squadrons. This game, I should have played it in VR. I should have bought an Austin's from him. I know this. I made mistakes. Austin, I'm sorry. But this game is begging.
Yeah.
This game begs to be played in VR because it's such a cool immersive experience. You're in these just classic Star Wars ships. You're flying around, and the cool thing is too is that you get to fly as both dark and good side. So you're in TIE fighters. Your first mission is actually in a TIE fighter. Then you go into you get to fly X-wing. You get into missions with like iconic pilots too. There's so much I love about this game. It's extremely simple. The story is really easy to follow. It doesn't have the best story. I'm kind of mediocre at the campaign. But sorry. Good. I think I'm good. Maybe. He's got the COVID. Dude. The story is really, really simple, but just the overall gameplay is absolutely awesome. And the online play is so if you like the dogfights in Battlefront 2, where you're flying all those different aircraft too. It's similar to that. I think it's a little bit better because you have more specific control over the aircraft itself. So you can do barrel rolls pretty easily. You can do different boosts and everything. The other cool thing is there's also a little bit of strategy involved because like when you get into your fighter, you have like you can select all your power to go to your shields. Like if you're getting attacked, you can buy yourself that extra 10 seconds by putting full power on the shields, or you can put them. If you're doing an attack run, you can do full power to the lasers and your weapons, or you can do full power to the engine if you need to escape. And there's a lot of really, really smart things to do there. The other cool thing is you can drift. So if you ever wanted to drift a freaking X-wing, you can do that, and it's a lot of fun. Overall, I'd say I'd probably give Squadrons a B because as much as I love it, it is extremely simple. And the story doesn't get that deep. And honestly, I could use more. And I'm already mad that they're not producing any more for this game. I mean, this game is not getting any additional support or anything. So it's like you could definitely grow up on this game, and they're not. So kind of curious about that.
Are you playing third person or first person?
You're playing first person.
Okay. I didn't know if you could switch or if you only could play.
I think you can switch. I've only done first person because I love that feeling. And
right.
The other critique I have is the radar is just an absolute joke of showing you where targets actually are and all that good stuff. There's a lot of times during the story missions where I would fail because I had no idea what I was supposed to do. Like they didn't select the objective very correctly. And yeah, there's that. Crash Bandicoot 4. This is the best game in the series. And that takes a lot for me to say. Crash Bandicoot, It's About Time is a absolute masterpiece of all the Crash games. It has just the right amount of gimmick levels, like riding a tiger and doing like the big forward-facing run levels and everything like that. It's got that traditional Crash challenge where it's just challenging enough to piss you off, but fun enough to keep you into it. And just the level design is absolutely incredible. I have yet to really find anything in this game that I don't like about it because it's a near perfect Crash game. And that's really hard to say. I'm going to dive more into it before I actually write the review for it, so that'll probably go live next week. That one, though, I can tell you right now, I'm giving it an A. It's solid. It's solid.
That's what I've been hearing about Crash 4. I've heard a lot of people say that it's like doesn't feel like a cash grab. Feels like it's an actual just new Crash. Like you're actually getting to enjoy Crash in a new game, and it's kind of what you hope for any game that they bring back. It's just like, hey, it's more of the stuff we love, but with new levels and good design. And
well, it's really cool how like much they reference the rest of the series too, like all the villains and like the little Easter eggs and stuff. Like they reference Crash 1, 2, and 3 in it. They kind of make fun of Warped at one point. We're like, oh, we won't make you ride a motorcycle because that was the dumbest level in Warped. Was they had to do this motorcycle where you couldn't drive, you couldn't, yeah. It was just bad. But it's extremely well done.
Yeah, you're not the only person that feels like this is like a top-notch title in the Crash Bandicoot series. I'm hearing a lot of people saying it too, and I need to go back and continue playing the Insane trilogy because I'll be honest with you, I haven't devoted any actual attention to a Crash Bandicoot game since the second one. So yeah, I'm missing out on a lot of Bandicoot action.
Yeah, same here. I've been playing Crash Bandicoot since the PS1. Like I have not played any other. So
it's crazy to think that series has had so much longevity.
Yeah. I gotta go back and play it too.
Yeah, as a matter of fact,
having so much fun with it.
As a matter of fact, I think the oldest long-standing like games that debuted on the PlayStation on the PS1 is Crash and Rayman.
Yeah.
I think those are the longest running ones out there. I can't think of any other title that started on PS1 and is still going on.
I wish we had more Rayman. I would love a new Rayman game.
I mean, I like the Legends games. I feel like that was the direction. I feel like that was the direction Rayman should have went a long time ago.
Yeah, and it was great.
Yeah,
the last Rayman game was great. I just wish we had more.
Yeah, and then it kind of went skewed once the Rabbids showed up.
Oh, don't talk about Rabbids.
No. I like them, but Rayman went to a different direction when the Rabbids came, and now the Rabbids are their own thing now.
Yeah.
So they've got their own franchise now.
Did y'all play the Rabbids game where you had to control the thing with your butt?
Yes.
On the Wii Fit?
Yes.
Yeah. You would sit on the like Wii Fit and you would like balance your butt to control this like it was like a sled. It was like a sled, yeah.
Yeah.
That Rabbids is insane.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. All right, so links to the Star Wars Squadrons EA page is up in the chat, as well as the Star Wars gameplay trailers on YouTube. Links there in the chat, and also Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about times website. Website links are in the chat as well, along with the initial story trailer for. Actually, no, that was a trailer. It wasn't a story trailer, but it's all there in the chat for you. Check it out. Get back with us on at @PS_Crossroads, and let's have some conversations about it. All right, so it's time for the big topic, and I gotta say this isn't a good topic. It's video games related, but it's also something that's very personal and hits people a lot of different ways. PlayStation got real this weekend with the with gamers for World Mental Health Day. On their Twitter this past October 10th, PlayStation recognized World Mental Health Day and in service to the fans in the gaming community, asked gamers to name a game that helped them in overcoming a challenging time. The tweet garnered nearly 26,000 likes, more than 5,500 quoted tweets, and nearly 2,000 retweets. Gamers around the world showed up, giving their thoughts and support. All right, so actually, Nelly, you brought this to our attention, so why don't you go ahead and take the lead on this?
Okay, so I actually thought this was a good topic because a lot of people suffer from depression, but they suffer in silence, and they need that type of or some kind of escape. And mine are video games, pretty much. Video games and journaling. But I wanted to talk about this because I'm like, there's so many games out there that you can connect to, and for me, it's almost like any game I play. But if
it's Resident Evil, isn't it?
No.
Surprisingly,
it's not. But this is kind of bad. But my go-to game is GTA.
Really?
Man, when Nelly's surprised, she's like, you know what I gotta do? I gotta run over some hoes.
That's why I'm like, it's really kind of bad to say because you should play something more relaxed. But I'm like, no, I gotta go kill somebody.
GTA is a good stress reliever. Trust me.
It really is, especially like when you add all the cheese to it. My favorite one was San Andreas because I used to put it was like a chaos cheat, and I swear everybody started getting robbed and killed. Prostitutes running with TVs down the street, killing cops. I was like, oh my god.
All
I'm
right,
on top of the building, like just looking at everybody.
You know what? Since you know what, you started this now, so let's go around the room real fast. What's a game that pulls you out of your funk? Austin, go.
Oh, I mean, there's been a lot of games that just really just gaming in general has just brought me on my phone many times. It didn't matter what I was playing. I'm not gonna lie. I think Portal 2 is a game that I played that really got me out of a funk, because it was just like a time where everything seemed so serious. Everything seemed so like, as like a teenager, it's just like, moody and just girls suck and all that stuff, like kind of a thing. But Portal 2 like made me laugh. I still laugh at Cave Johnson. I don't know if you've all played that game, but Cave Johnson and the lemons bit and GLaDOS being a potato and all this stuff. It straight up just makes me laugh every time I play that game. And so I'd say that one. And then I would say more recently Red Dead 2. Yeah. I mean, total distraction of the mind and stuff. So that was a big one as well.
Logan?
So lately it's been Abzu. I love this game to death.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's a great one to help with depression and acts and feel like the other one. I know I talk about this game way too much, but Horizon. I still do this every now and then. Like when I'm having a really bad day and I just need to escape for a little bit. I just go like the hunting grounds and I just explore and I wander and I don't really go like do a mission or anything, but like I just kind of peacefully walk through that world and see the just incredible beauty of that world.
Okay. Horizon's just great escapism. On top of all like the I'm going to call it mature themes, but it's more like more themes on that. It makes you think. It's a philosophical game. Like I would go with that. And this is from a guy who's only played like 3 hours of Horizon. My game that tends to pull me out of the funk is Jet Set Radio. The original one, Dreamcast.
A great game.
It's got so much going on from the funky soundtrack to that graffiti and its cell shading and stuff like that. It's wonderful escapism for me. Plus, like I always need to pick me up, and the soundtrack alone will pick you up. And it's one of those games that I didn't think I was going to really fall in love with it when it came out on the Dreamcast, but I loved it, and so I bought it again in all its incarnations, including the Vita, that's where I play it right now.
Yes, I have it for the Vita.
Yeah, and it's just amazing that pulls me out of that funk like that. The other game that I can tell you pulls me out of that funk is Uncharted 3, which is crazy because Uncharted 3 is not my favorite Uncharted, but
it might be if you just open up your heart. It might be the best Uncharted game if you just open up your heart and mind.
Are we about
Some people don't accept lies, Austin.
Are we about to do this?
Let's do it. Let's go. All right.
Well,
accept the truth.
Well, no. It's good that you said the truth, because basically that's one of the things that Drake had to come to terms with, the truth about who he is and what he is. And anyone that's been on a mental journey is trying to discover themselves, figure out who they are and stuff like that. Uncharted 3's story around Drake is relatable to the point where like it will turn around and make you think about some of the things that you deal with or with yourself. Like a lot of times, like people walk through life and they put on this face, this facade, this persona and stuff. And when you strip that away, you've got a person that's still trying to figure things out and things like that. So so Uncharted 3 is one of those games that I played that gave me a lot of introspection on for who I am, and it may not have done a lot to help me grow as a person. I mean, there's only but so many video games that do that for me, but Uncharted 3 was one of those ones that, like I really felt that game. And it's crazy that I'm thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, it's not my favorite Uncharted. Uncharted 2 is my favorite Uncharted. But Uncharted 3 for its story, it's amazing.
Yours is 4 because you like Nadine. It's okay.
Yeah. You know what? Nadine can whip my ass in the library any day she wants.
Oh my god.
That's all. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
I mean, hey, same.
It's just something about her. Hey, wait, didn't she even take off her heels before she
took off
got
her
down?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Girl.
She didn't want to stab his eye out when she did that roundhouse kick, you know.
Oh.
Yeah. It's something about strong women. It's kind of like why I like the Resident Evil movies. It's something about strong women that are capable of holding their own and stuff like that, you know. But anyway, back to World Mental Health Day. World Mental Health Day is observed on October 10th every year with the overall objective of raising awareness of mental health issues around the world and mobilizing efforts in support of mental health. The day provides an opportunity for all stakeholders who are working on mental health issues to talk about their work and what more needs to be done to make mental health care a reality for people worldwide. Going back to the tweet from Sony, some of the games are offered by our responders included, and this is a nice list here: Rise of the Tomb Raider, Kingdom Hearts, the PS1 classic Spider-Man, Celeste, that's a good one to talk about mental health. Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, The Last of Us series, Death Stranding, Fortnite, God of War. Now I think on this one they were talking about the recent God of War because there is so much to unpack when you play that game. There's so much. Red Dead Redemption, and certainly not to be left out, Animal Crossing New Horizons during this time of COVID-19. That alone,
Animal Crossing is a weird one on that list.
It's a weird one.
But I get it.
Weirder than Fortnite?
No, like I get Fortnite.
I think the reason why Animal Crossing comes off as weird is because it's not a game that, you know, is supposed to like lift spirits, but I've had a lot of friends that you know, they say they went out they either went out and bought a Switch or they ordered one through Amazon and they got Horizon because they just did not know what to do with themselves being stuck in the house without something to do. And I'm like, dude, you have a PS4, dude, you have a PC. Like, yeah, something about just sitting in the bed, you know, like wrapped up with this game in my hand and stuff like that. And you know, as soon as they said that, I was like, oh, I understand completely because you know, like when all the stay-at-home orders and stuff happened for COVID and stuff, like yeah, like a lot of people got down, and you know, it's funny because like extroverts had the hardest time coping. Extroverts, you know, like people who are out there. I know I've got people I know personally. Like every day I open up Instagram and they are somewhere crazy, and I know it's true. I know it's true because I know that's who they are and stuff like that. And I'm like, wow, how are you not COVID positive at this point? And, you know, some people just have a hard time coping, and they just do things. And you know, like when I hear like there was an upsale of Nintendo Switches and all sorts of tablet devices and stuff like that because people were staying at home. They didn't know what to do with themselves. So I can honestly believe it when they say Animal Crossing New Horizons is one. Or I can definitely believe it Fortnite. Like, I mean, yeah, there's some people that just go stir crazy. So they have to get online, throw the headphones on, and curse everybody out. I get it. All right. So, yeah. I'm trying to think here. Okay, if Animal Crossing is the most surprising game that lists off, what's the one that you feel is like the best one out there? Like I said, Kingdom Hearts, Spider-Man, Celeste, Ocarina of Time, Last of Us, Death Stranding, Fortnite, God of War, Red Dead.
For me, probably the top two would be Rise of the Tomb Raider because I'm playing it now, and Ocarina of Time. Oh my god!
Now, why the Now, why the Ocarina of Time? Because I did not enjoy that game at all.
It's just the water temple that pisses me off, but I overall enjoy the game. That water temple literally like made me throw my damn controller. I hate the water temple, but other than that,
the Zelda game that I picked up during when COVID started was Link's Awakening, and
I need to play that.
Yeah, that's a good one, and the way and the stuff that they did with that game, it's like, man, I'm surprised I haven't beaten it. But there's just other games that just showed up, in the mix. Like I'm a gamer, so like I have a terrible case of ADD with games. Like it's real easy for me to like start a game and not finish it. Like I infuriate one of my roommates to no ends because I have a bunch of games that are sitting there. Like I'm on the last mission. I press I press start and I am on the last boss fight. Like Spider-Man is one of them. God of War is another one. I have a bunch of games that it's like a failure to launch thing for me. But Zelda Link's Awakening was my COVID game.
Yeah, I need to play that. I should have bought that instead of Cold Vein because I really touch Cold Vein.
Oh.
I know, I'm sorry. Even the guy at GameStop was like, "You really picking Cold Vein over Link's Awakening?" I was like, "Yeah." And then I started playing it like fully. I was like, "Oh, I see what he's talking about now." But
all right. Any final thoughts on this one?
yes, because I hear this a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Depression doesn't have a race, gender, or whatever you want to call it. It can happen to anybody. I wish people would stop saying it's a racial thing. No, it can happen to anybody.
It can happen to anybody, and
Anybody.
And the crazy part is like it comes up on people in different ways. It manifests in different ways because for a lot of people they don't even have to be sad about something to wind up being depressed. And that's the kicker, you know, like when you're walking around, you know something's wrong with you, but you can't figure it out, and there's nothing that's actually actively going on in your life to make you feel this way, but it's just there. I have friends who, you know, like I try to reach out to as best as I can. It's funny because I'm kind of a keep to myself type of person in some ways, but so sometimes I have to remind myself, hey, reach out to this person, but also reach out to them, but don't make it seem like you just want them to be your charity case and stuff like that, because sometimes if you make the approach the wrong way, you can do more harm than good. So, it's one of those situations that I try to be mindful of it. But for real though, like depression, if you're experiencing like more than normal anxiety, if you can't reach out to a friend, definitely see about heading out to a mental health professional. Like even just talking to them and not wanting their opinions or their diagnosis and stuff like that will do you a world of good.
The National Suicide Hotline is a great resource. Get help, and I think also end the stigma that therapy is bad. Like therapy is huge. It helps millions of people. I go to therapy. I use Talkspace, so I text my therapist every day, and it's hugely helpful. Don't be afraid to get help.
Yeah, I want to touch upon that because I've been thinking for years of getting therapy because I realize my solitude is kind of like me personally, I feel like sometimes me wanting to be, solitary, and I'm not saying I'm one of those people that I'm just a shut-in or nothing like that, because I love going out and being with people, but I also have my days when it's just like, nope, I'm just going to be by myself and stuff like that. I've come to the realization that my solitude, it can be a crippling factor for me, and I've been considering going to therapy. As a matter of fact, I talked to my doctor a couple of weeks ago, and she was asking me like, are you suffering from any depression? Are you having any thoughts of suicide? I am a veteran, so most doctors ask that question anyway. But I was like, no, but I was like, at the same time, I feel like there are certain days I just need to talk to somebody and try to figure out a few things and stuff like that. So my primary care doctor is working on getting me hooked up with a therapist and stuff like that, and I already feel better just knowing that that's about to happen.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm the type, I do talk to people and whatnot, but sometimes I do feel like I don't fit in with society. And it can be kind of hard because I was actually out, and I was in Miami at the time. And me being a gamer, hit Miami was the first thing to come to mind. GTA Vice City.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
The best GTA.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Bad takes.
I think Vice City only gets a point because of the music.
And the DLC. The DLC in Vice City is perfect.
Nice. But we walking down the street, I was like, oh, so It's giving me a GTA feel. Somebody looked over and was like, you need to step into reality. I was like, see, this is why I don't fuck with people.
Oh,
I was like, this is why I choose to be by myself. At least I can daydream and don't have to be judged. Excuse my language.
no. It's good. It's good. All right. If you'd like to learn more about World Mental Health Day and how you may be able to contribute and make a difference, head over to the World Health Organization's website and get educated and get active. The URL to go to is www.who.int/campaigns/world-mental-health-day. I will provide that link up in the Twitch chat, but once again, that is www.who.int/campaigns/world-mental-health-day. Well, guys, that was a long one, but I feel like that was a worthy one. That was definitely as gamers, one of our vices is video games. Sometimes how we cope. Sometimes some gamers do it a little more hardcore than others, and and that escapism becomes the reality. But at the same time, our hobby is one of the main reasons why a lot of us function pretty well in society. You go to work and you deal with certain things, and you have to have some type of release. And going home and playing video games is usually that release, because it could always be, not to be all political and stuff, but you could wind up being picked up by the FBI for trying to kill a governor.
Mm-hmm.
And
that happened.
Yep. As a matter of fact, I live in Virginia, and come to find out that my governor was on the list.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Didn't that happen in Michigan too?
Gretchen. Where was it? I didn't have the information in front of me, but yeah, it was a big deal. Whitmer. Was it Gretchen Whitmer?
Gretchen Whitmer.
Yeah. She's the one that the FBI made the arrest on. But after they made the arrest and they've actually started bringing these people to court and stuff, come to find out that there was more conspiracies in the works, and one of them was Governor Ralph Northam. And the funny thing is, when you look at some of the names that are put out there, you can kind of pinpoint how these people were targeted. And all you gotta do is look at the top of the food chain for the United States if you want to know. That was my political plug for the night. All right, so
before we get in the weeds, let's get back to video games.
Yes.
You're Mitch McConnell. That's the only thing I can say.
It might be time to have a political crossroads show. It might be time. We'll do a video game spin, but we might need to have one. I don't know. It all depends, because I'm kind of active. I'm kind of active in politics, but I don't want to drag you guys into it if you don't want to be.
No.
The sad thing is that in 3 weeks, our Crossroads show is going to be live when election results are coming.
It's on election day. Yes,
on
it
election
is.
day.
Yes,
so
it is.
We could find out who our next president is
that night during the show.
While we're on the show.
We could do an end of the world podcast.
Hey,
either way, I don't know what your I don't care what your preference is, but either way, it's the end of the world.
I'm thinking Cold End of the World. I don't know if you remember that song, but anyway.
Oh. I don't remember that song. Who did that song?
It's by a band named Cold.
Oh, okay. But the name of the song is called End the World?
End of the World.
End of the World. Mm-hmm. I remember the freaking Smash Mouth End of the World song from that was Smash Mouth, right? No.
Are you talking about the it's not the end of the world?
Yeah, that one. Oh, it's not the end of the world. Okay. That was the tagline. Okay. All right, never mind.
Why do I always say that's Blink? That can't be Blink.
You know what? Hold on.
DC Talk redid that song. It's an older song.
Hold on. I can find it right now.
It's the end of the world. I think was late '80s, early '90s.
Yeah.
Emma Leo.
Hold on.
It was Logan. DC Talk redid it. Yeah. Yeah. And then I think the Bare Naked Ladies may have redone it as well.
It was performed by REM.
Yep.
It was performed by REM.
I knew it was someone.
It's the end of the world. So what will people say when I'm a Jesus freak? That's the DC Talk version.
The only reason why it even came to them is because it was in the soundtrack to the Disney movie Chicken Little, and that's one of my favorite Disney
movies.
That's
a great movie.
Dude, great movie. That movie cracks me up. Like it's terrible, but it makes you crack.
I just love how they explained every nuance in that nursery tale about Chicken Little. Like getting hit on the head with an acorn, and he's thinking the sky is falling, and then come to find out it's a panel from a camouflage, from a cloaking device from a starship. Yeah. It's crazy. All right, but let's get into rumor control, because this is a doozy. Is Cory Barlog not working on God of War Ragnarok? Yeah, think about that for a second. Is Cory Barlog no longer working on God of War Ragnarok? There's some speculation that he might not be. Social media, mainly Twitter, is buzzing recently around some strange things going on with the creative director of Sony Interactive Entertainment Santa Monica Studio, Cory Barlog. Now, I don't know for sure what exactly is the deal, but a lot of talk seems to point that Cory Barlog is not actively directing the still in development God of War Ragnarok, which is supposed to be coming out next year, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct?
Next year.
Sure. Yep.
Okay. All right. So Barlog's Twitter seems to be a culprit in stoking this fire, with Cory changing his profile picture to a photo of the Voyager 2 space probe. His name has the emoji symbol for "Live Long and Prosper," which is a phrase made popular thanks to Leonard Nimoy and Star Trek. And his cover photo changed to what is unmistakably the cryosleep chamber from James Cameron's 1986 movie Aliens. Mm-hmm. Honestly, this is all just wild speculation, but the sudden pivot from talking everything God of War to different talking points ranging from politics to COVID to speaking out against death threats aimed at Brian Intihar following the news about changes to Peter Parker in the upcoming Spider-Man game. Yeah, we spoke about that last week, by the way.
It's okay, Logan.
We did not issue the death threats, but we spoke about that.
Yeah.
Okay, Logan.
No, I'm trying to get this headache to go away. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Is it more than a possibility of that it's a distraction from the God of War development? What do you guys think?
It might be, because the way games are leaking out on the internet, yeah, you want to keep some stuff secret, but
it is odd how quiet he's been about God of War.
Hey, as long as we don't find out about some crazy crunch, or as long as we don't find out about what else, what else sexual harassment. What are the things that have been happening right now in the creation sphere of gaming? We've had the guy from Ubisoft with the crazy abuse and sexual harassment stuff. Of course, crunch has been a topic. 2 or 3 times this year so far.
But I don't see Barlog doing that. I think he's working on something new. Wouldn't shock me, especially if this game was already where he needed it to get. Because really, you think about the last year of development is usually just fixing glitches and not so much worried about the story and everything. If he had control over the story and how it's going to progress, take that last year and still check in, but go work on your next thing, dude.
Yeah,
I hope they let him do something else. Yeah. I want him to just make a game called Space. That's it, just Space.
The Final Frontier. I'm sorry. Trekkie moment. I'm sorry.
Space, the first vacuum. And then that's it.
You know, it would be interesting. What would Cory Barlog do? Once God of War is wrapped, say the next God of War is the final one in the storyline, is the final one.
You become a Just for Men gray hair model.
What if he makes a game all about Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy?
I feel like we would have already played that game before. I'm not sure why. Something about going and killing the scourge of the known world, and just ending things, ending all creation and stuff like that. Why do I feel like we've played that game before? Oh wait, we did play that game before.
It's in space this time.
Hey, maybe he'll revive Twisted Metal.
Maybe. Would be nice.
That was one.
I don't know.
You know what? This brings up a good topic. Should we should we expect our favorite developers to continue making games that we love, or should we allow them to do new things in other projects and stuff like that? For example, like everyone would love for Hideo Kojima to keep doing Metal Gear Solid. Everyone would love for that, but I feel like some of the stuff that he's been doing on the side, like Death Stranding, is not Death Stranding is, in my opinion, is not a terrible game. It's a misunderstood game, but it's not a terrible game.
It's Kojima at his best, though. It's Kojima at his best in his own mind.
Yes.
Like if you don't get that game, not everybody's going to get it, but it is a beautiful, really well thought out game. That's absolutely insane.
Mm-hmm. Or shoot, Cliff Bleszinski. I mean, he's no longer doing the Gears of War series, and technically the last game he did kind of crashed and burned, but it was something not in his normal wheelhouse. It was something different, so like that, so where's the feel about that? Because I kind of like when like, for example, like, if it's a new project from Cory Barlog, like it already gets my attention. If it's a new project from, because I tell you what, for as muddled as the campaign was for Death Stranding, it still had my attention. Like every trailer that came out, it was like I want to see more of this, stuff like that. You
also got to wonder, like, when are we going to start getting news of what the other projects people are working on? Because we have such a huge release stuff coming up that other games are already in development. I mean, we got Game Awards coming up in 8 or 9 weeks. We'll have Game Awards, and we know it's going to be a virtual event, and it'll probably just be Kylie on a CG screen. But
bring back the Razer mascot. The Gillette Razer mascot.
You know what? Let's make a promise. Let's get so big at PlayStation Crossroads that Boss Rush Games gets its own Game Awards.
Yeah.
I mean, we could do that this year.
I mean, I just want to start some mess. I mean, it's you know what? Okay, I talk a lot of bad stuff about Jeff Keighley. I do. But the one thing I will say is that he harnessed his passion and he made it a career. Mm-hmm. And I can't take that away from him. I still believe he's he's a super fan number one, but
Yeah, I mean, for as much creepy stuff as it looks like he does, it's like he is a really passionate and awesome gamer, and the doors that he's opened, and like Summer Games Fest, the mess that it was this summer of like, I hope that like if next year, if COVID ends up knocking E3 out, like let's just do it all on like a week event. Let's not spread it out over the whole freaking summer. That was just exhausting.
Yeah.
I mean, how many reaction videos did we have to do for?
I just think it doesn't build the hype as much. It's like every day we got to look out for something, and then sometimes we didn't get it. And so I really look forward to the E3 event. I know a lot of people say E3 is dead, but for me personally, I didn't like it. I didn't like the Summer Games event. I really wish E3 would be. Hopefully E3 comes back.
I want E3.
That is what I'm kind of exciting.
I want E3 to come back, but I feel like E3 is in this weird place because the major manufacturers now are kind of doing their own thing, and did we blame who did it first? Was it Microsoft or was it Sony?
It was Microsoft first.
It was Microsoft did it first, where they did their own thing because they wanted to be a day ahead of everybody else. They kind of shot themselves in the foot for it, by the way. But
see, Microsoft has never truly been a part of E3 anymore, though. Either. I mean, yes, they are still at the event technically, but they do they're in the Microsoft Theater. Like,
yeah,
they're
which is
away
right
from
across the
everything
street.
else.
Which is right across the street, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, it's right. It's right across the street from Staples Center. But like, your E3 pass doesn't get you into Xbox's stuff. Like,
That's
you
true.
have to go
That's
a
true.
separate route about that. And
Yeah.
their games don't get the best showcases on the E3 floor.
Right.
I mean, E3 2 or 3 years ago when I went, I was like, Xbox just doesn't have a great presence. No, their conference itself is one of the coolest things ever, and the production and everything that they put into it's awesome. But like, it was weird that Xbox came out, because Xbox came out and they did that one where it was pretty much a Valhalla like love fest, which was cool. It was awesome. They showed a lot of great. It kept saying we were gonna get like gameplay, and we never actually saw gameplay. Remember that? And it was a good showing. It just wasn't what I wanted. And then Sony came out with the PS5 reveal like a month later, and it was just awesome.
Yeah. All right. Well, rumor control kind of went all over the place. Nothing wrong with that, though. But I mean, it's good. Honestly, I love when there's speculation about stuff, and that's kind of one of the things that video games is good for. The video games community is good for, and that's also why we have a section of our show called Rumor Control, because like without the rumors, we had nothing to talk about.
Exactly.
All right, so let's go ahead and wrap this sucker up. All right, so here's one of our favorite parts of the night. What have we been playing, and what have we been doing with our lives? You know what? I'm going to start this one first, because the game I was looking for to come out that got delayed by 1 week is here. I'm talking about that game Foregone that I shared with everybody in the chat last week. If you guys have not had a chance to check this out, please go check it out. You look at it, it might look like a Metroidvania game, or it may look like one of those. What was the game? Or what's it called? Like Dead Cells is technically a part of that genre.
Oh,
Yeah.
roguelike.
Yeah, okay, yeah, but I can tell you right now, just from the time I've been playing it, it just came out today, so I had a chance to play some of it a couple of hours before we actually got to our show tonight. It is a pure platforming game. It's got some really simple mechanics to it, but at the same time, there's a lot of depth to it, and now it's actually chipping away at the time that I spend playing Hades. So like I've got two games that are fighting for my attention right now, and Foregone is just a really good game. As a matter of fact, someone go ahead and talk about what they're doing next. I'm going to go ahead and put the info in our chat for everybody to check out.
Let's see. I am busy with homework, and I'm still trying to get through with Rise of the Tomb Raider, so I get to Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Nice. I am working on a couple new show ideas, playing around with some scripts and some stuff, things like that. And then I've been playing Squadrons, I've been playing Crash, I've been playing GTA, Rocket League. I got a Rocket League tournament starting up here in like another month, so I've been getting practice time in and getting ready to play again.
Yeah. I am still playing through Borderlands, and then watching a lot of football, because that's just what I do until football season's over.
Speaking of football, I heard somebody watching football.
Right? I heard it earlier.
Oh, my bad. I had it on in the background. I didn't know if you could hear it or not.
Great win for the Titans, though. 4 touchdowns for Ryan Tannehill. Hey, we'll have a full breakdown of it tomorrow night on Trash Talk.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I wasn't trying to shade or anything like that. I was just saying I heard it.
I would have turned it down though. I was watching it in my side view. So
No, whose jersey are you wearing?
Adoree Jackson, who's also hurt this year. One of our top corners, which is why I'm surprised our defense did so well tonight.
We're crushed it.
There's a lot of defense players.
Because maybe I have my power rankings right here, and maybe I have to adjust it now because of the Titans doing what they just did.
Yeah, I will do my power rankings tomorrow. We will see. I have a new number 1. That's all I'll say.
Same here.
Okay, I will definitely tune into you guys tomorrow. I need to hear it. I need to hear trash talk. I need to hear it. All right.
Well, it's a lot of trash. It's a lot of trash.
I know. You know what? When I'm told to save my bowl of popcorn for tomorrow night, I'm like, oh, I know it's going to be good.
Yeah, I will say what Logan said to save your popcorn for.
It's not actually anything that we're going to dive into now.
Yeah, I've already squashed my
I thought because like last year in our fantasy football league, Austin Austin and I were both awful. Like, we were horrific.
But
And I was like,
I built my team back up.
built this team back up. And then this season, I'm 4-1 right now. My lineup has just been killing it. And so I was like, is he trying to tank? Like, I was gonna say the C word. I was gonna say collusion. Like,
My team doesn't work. How do you tank? You can't tank in fantasy. It doesn't get you the first pick next year.
Well, yeah, that's fair. Or you already.
I'm already building. My team has sucked from the very beginning, so I've had to build my team slowly. I also noticed that I played the top 3 people in our league in the first 5 weeks. I played Logan, I played Corbin, and I played my brother Colby, and they're all 1, 2, and 3. So I'm like, I'm getting the easier bit of the schedule now.
Yeah, I just got bragging rights over my boy Hino, college friend who I smoked this week, so I was pretty happy about that.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll talk to you guys some more. Like, I've always wanted to just mess around with fantasy football, but maybe I'll talk to you guys some more. Try to get in on this next year or something.
Yeah.
Man.
All right, so it's time to promo us out. How about that? We had a really, really good show tonight.
We did.
Yeah, we talked about a lot.
Rant and
Hey, we're all cool with each other here.
I got one last thing before we go.
Yeah, go ahead.
I finally joined a club, y'all. Club I've been working on. The Jason Schreier blocked me club. I finally joined it.
Yay!
Over a tweet that was really not bad.
I saw it.
It doesn't take much.
Yeah, he's got a really thin skin, and you know what? I feel like eventually, like when I really get in on it, because if you heard what I had to say on Saturday's Boss Rush podcast, you'd be like, "Ooh, like man, you've got like a hard on for this guy," and I'm like, "Yes, I do," because he just the level of journalism he brings to it. Like I said, he's a wonderful place to get sources for information in gaming, but he is not a good place to why don't he just turn around? Why don't he just call our articles op-eds? If he called them op-eds, I would have much more respect for him.
Yeah, he's the Keith Olbermann of gaming.
Thank
you, Austin, for that.
All right, Keith Olbermann. All right.
I'm going back.
Does he even do stuff anymore?
He's now a political correspondent for CNN.
Yeah, I said it last week. Like if we looked at the type of journalist Jason Schreier is, and compared and stacked him up to like the major news networks, he'd be a CNN journalist.
Yeah.
And the sad part
probably
is
what he's trying to go for. Honestly,
that could be.
Bloomberg.
He's working for Bloomberg. Yeah. But my whole thing is like, it's sad because like. Even Fox News puts out credible news stories.
Yeah.
And like if I can't even put you in like saying, hey, you're a Fox News, journalist or editor or whatever, like that says something.
It's just
he'll make a great BuzzFeed journalist soon.
Yeah, it's just the fact that he won't admit that he was wrong a little bit.
Yeah. Oh well, he did it. He did it in a real sneaky way because after while we were on the Boss Rush podcast, and I was hitting my talking points, I went back to his article because I was just trying to tear it to shreds and everything, right? And at the very end of the article, there's an update section and it says go back to paragraph 7. We've updated our story. So not only did we have to read the entire journal, but we would have missed the update in the article if it wasn't for that. We go back to paragraph 7, and he finally talks about like I'm just gonna call it reparations that CD Projekt Red team is getting, for this added crunch they have to do and stuff like that. And what's sad about this is like it's so matter of factly that most people are going to miss it. Like even I missed it in the second reread of it because I'd already read the article once. So here I'm reading it again. And I was just going through the greatest hits of the article, and I missed that whole paragraph in the article, and I only knew about it because there was like update, go back to paragraph 7 to see more about this.
But he had already gotten the clicks. He had already gotten the views with the misinformation. And it's like, dude, I mean, it was just how much he was trying to fight this on Twitter. It's like, dude, you made a mistake. It's okay. The problem is when you don't own that, and when you don't say, hey, look, I made this out to be more than it is, and I'm sorry. And then that's not my job as a journalist. My job is spread as much of the truth as I can. And he just never went down that path.
I used to be a blogger, and also I used to be a senior games editor for Pop Culture Shock, which is the old blog I used to work with a group of friends of mine back in the day. And I wrote my serious share of op-eds, but I never went out of my way to make hit pieces, and that's what the CD Projekt Red thing was for me. It was a hit piece.
Yeah, it was absolutely a hit piece.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if we didn't mention this, but what's up with the Burger King PS5 stuff?
Yeah,
we'll find out on the 15th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, though, if Xbox paired up with Taco Bell and PlayStation had to stick with Burger King, I feel like Xbox won that one.
Bro.
I feel like
that.
I'm just saying Taco Bell is a lot bigger than Burger King, you know what I'm saying?
Well, actually, Taco Bell kind of double dips because, like, it seems like every other year they're one or the other. It's Xbox or Sony. Yeah. Like, I swear, like, it seems like sometimes I walk into Taco Bell and it's like, get the gold PlayStation, and then the next year I show up, it's like, oh, get the Darth Vader Xbox. Mm-hmm. it's like pick a lane, guys. All right, so that's going to end our show tonight. So real fast, head over to BossRushGames.com and take a look at the week ahead for Boss Rush. You can chat and keep up the conversation going. Keep up the conversation. Keep the conversation going. Wow, bad grammar. My English teacher is going to murder me. Keep the conversation going with us over at Twitter at PS_Crossroads, where the four of us and our boss man Corey Derrick hold it down with more news, events, and topics. Nelly, you got a shout out for us?
I sure do. I would like to shout out Crystal Head Elder. They are a Resident Evil podcast, and they are awesome. I say check them out. I will leave some information in the chat where you can find those guys.
All right. So from everybody here at PS_Crossroads, the Crossroads podcast for PlayStation, thanks for tuning in. Everybody here at Crossroads and the rest of the Boss Rush Games family wants you all to have a great night and go out there and play games and be better. Have a great night, everyone, and we will be back here next week for some more ecstatic, awesome PlayStation content. Good night, y'all.